Are you good at math?
Yeah, why?
Because I'd like to add you to my bed, subtract your clothes, divide your legs, and multiply.
Are you a magician?
Because whenever I look at you, everyone else disappears. Especially their clothes in my imagination.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
Or should I walk by again, but this time naked? Is your name Google? Because you have everything I've been searching for in incognito mode.
The fragile peace in Tigray was shattered on March 11, 2025. Tigrayan forces launched a surprise attack on the Tigray Interim Administration offices, quickly taking control of key government buildings. By March 13th, the Tigray People's Liberation Front claimed control of Mekelle, the capital. Conflicting reports about the initial attack's location added to the confusion. Eritrea's involvement in the conflict is particularly concerning, with accusations of supporting anti-TIA forces. The mobilization of troops by both Ethiopia and Eritrea has heightened fears of a full-blown war. International observers have expressed grave concerns about a potential humanitarian catastrophe. The memories of the brutal Tigray conflict of 2020 to 2022 still haunt the region. The international community, still grappling with the aftermath of the previous conflict, now faces the prospect of another devastating war. The situation demands urgent attention to de-escalate tensions and prevent further bloodshed. The current crisis in Tigray is deeply intertwined with a long and troubled history between Ethiopia and Eritrea. Eritrea, which fought a long war for independence, achieved it in 1993, but peace was short-lived. A border dispute ignited a bloody conflict between Eritrea and Ethiopia from 1998 to 2000. The unresolved issues from this conflict continue to cast a shadow on the region. The Tigray region became the epicenter of another devastating conflict in 2020. The Tigray conflict, which erupted in November 2020, drew in Eritrea on the side of Ethiopia. The 2020 to 2022 Tigray conflict ended with a peace agreement in Pretoria, but failed to address the root causes. The exclusion of Eritrea from this peace process raised concerns about its long-term viability. The recent outbreak of violence in Tigray is a stark reminder of the fragility of the peace. Historical grievances and current political dynamics create a dangerous mix, threatening to plunge the region back into chaos. The renewed conflict in Tigray has far-reaching implications extending beyond Ethiopia's borders. The Horn of Africa, already grappling with poverty, drought and political instability, now faces the threat of a major war. Millions are at risk of displacement and the humanitarian situation could deteriorate rapidly. Ethiopia's relationship with Eritrea is central to the crisis, with maritime access adding complexity. Eritrea's recent call for military conscription highlights the seriousness of the situation. The international community is watching with growing concern as the conflict could destabilize the entire region. The involvement of external actors, including Iran and Russia, further complicates the situation. Russia's establishment of a naval base in Sudan in February 2025 underscores its ambitions. The conflict could spill over into neighboring countries, raising tensions with Sudan and empowering armed groups. The international community must act decisively to prevent a humanitarian disaster and contain the conflict. Diplomatic efforts should focus on securing an immediate ceasefire and facilitating dialogue between the warring parties. The situation in Tigray is at a critical juncture. The international community must act swiftly to prevent a slide back into full-scale war. The priority must be to save lives and alleviate the suffering of the civilian population. This requires ensuring unhindered humanitarian access to all those in need. Dialogue, however difficult, is the only path to a lasting peace. The international community must use their leverage to bring the warring parties to the negotiating table. A sustainable peace agreement must address the root causes of the conflict. The people of Tigray deserve a future free from violence and fear. A renewed commitment to peace and reconciliation is the only way to break the cycle of violence. The world must come together to support the people of Tigray and work towards a just and lasting peace.